Welcome to the latest episode of First Impressions, where I try out brand new video games so you can see whether you think you'll like them before you spend any money on them whatsoever. Talking of spending money, I do have to at this point out that I'm a Game Pass partner, which means I get gifted Game Pass for free from Xbox, and I am using Game Pass to play South of Midnight today. South of Midnight is a new action adventure from Compulsion Games, where you learn an ancient weaving power, explore the Deep South mythos, and confront mysterious creatures in what they describe as a folk tale for modern times. I'm super excited about this game because it does explore the Deep South, which is a region that I have no real idea about, so I'm hoping that it represents it really, really well. As I said, I'm a Game Pass partner, and if you already have Game Pass, you can play South of Midnight on day one from the release of the game. If you don't have it, then this might be a good reason to try it out, but you guys should essentially treat this as an ad for Game Pass, just in case you're worried about what I'm going to be saying, although I don't have any relationship with the guys over at Compulsion Games, and I'm not being gifted South of Midnight, so you can be worry-free about whether this review is legitimate. If you haven't already, do hit that like and subscribe button below. It doesn't cost anything to like or subscribe this video, but it means a lot to me and the channel. I'm going to play the game for about 30 minutes to an hour. Sometimes it's slightly shorter, sometimes it's slightly longer. And then at the end of that, I will give you my breakdown of things I like, things I didn't like, and whether I recommend you give the game a go. Enough of me yapping on. Let's get into it. Here we go. Compulsion Games, Xbox Studios. I suppose by being gifted Game Pass, I am being gifted this game if it's from Xbox Studios. Is this stop motion? I haven't even had to press any buttons yet. This is just how the intro sees the screen. It's like claymation, how the intro screen starts. It's like claymation, stop motion type situation. Feels like if Wes Anderson and Tim Burton got together to make a film about the Deep South. What is this little ragdoll creature? Oh. It really doesn't waste any time, does it? Just getting into it. It's like, oh, you think there's going to be trailers for the film? No, there's not. Immediately into the game. Straight into it. Some rabbits. Oh, the South of Midnight is a book. It's a book. Are they rabbits or hares? I think it might be hares. Alright, new game. We're going to go to balanced. Because we just play every game on normal, basically. Every game on normal.
I'm playing on Deep South. Folks spin tales about the Grand Tapestry, an invisible weave holding our world together.
I love the accent.
The Grand Tapestry is torn by folk sorrows.
You know, it sounds like
and these damaged threads give rise to them evil spirits.
The guy at the Deadpool movie. With the cards.
Mighty storm brews, awakening a powerful force. A weaver, gifted with the power to reach into the past and mend folks' deep wounds. With enchanted hooks in hand, this weaver can banish haints and reweave the tapestry's thread, restoring the land so life can bloom again, fresh and new.
Fresh and new. Restoring the land so they can breathe again, fresh and new. Is my accent good?
The last weaver vanished long ago, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Is this the guy telling the story? The last weaver vanished long ago. Somebody about to make a name for himself.
Deep in the heart of Chickasaw County, in a speck of a town called Prospero, where the last weaver was last seen.
I love like rich story-driven games. I just love it.
Running late, driving home through a storm that seemed hell-bent on drowning the whole South. Meanwhile, our Hazel is packing an emergency box, fixing to evacuate quickly. A hurricane brewing on the horizon and a mighty big
He lives in a house on stilts. It seems you know, maybe more glamorous than it actually is.
Man, I miss singing on the bus with these guys. Wish we had another meet. Another medal, too. We was fast as hell. Mine should be back by now. Probably got
It's
stuck in
like that mix of similar
I shouldn't be doing
to
all this packing by myself. But
Harold
here I am.
Halibut. Use up, down, left, right to move the camera. Press E to interact with various objects. Press O to display current objective. I to open the collection menu. L for the lore menu. Okay.
All right, what's coming with me?
So this is Lacey's home. Hazel's the character. Hazel has lived in Prospero all her life with her mother Lacey. She just graduated high school and heading off to college in the fall. Okay, so it did say use arrows to, you know, move to look around the
And
room.
There goes the flash flood warnings. Like clockwork.
But I am using the mouse because I don't have arrows on my keyboard.
I asked Mama for a doll and got this thing instead. I know he's weird looking, but I can't help but love him.
Okay, it's backspace, not escape to get out of the menu.
Before.
Oh, look.
Things got tense with Mama last time I visited you at the mausoleum, Dad.
Oh, dear.
She'll never explain why she and Grandma Bunny got bad blood.
Grandma Bunny. The storm are raging outside.
That was the day Mama threw up on me after getting off that wacky world. Almost passed out from laughing.
What's
so
a wacky whirl? What's a wacky whirl?
hard. But she still had that kind of time for me.
Find memories. Pack your box when you're ready. Here we go.
I gotta stop reminiscing and start packing. For real.
Let's get it done.
Whew, it is really picking up out there. You ready to go?
I was over here all alone.
I'm sorry, I know. I
She's-
swung by the shelter because there
she's
was
like
a
that
leak in the
teenage
roof, and then I
sass.
had to drive folks back and forth to Jolene's to ride out the storm. Besides, you are young and spry, my little track star. Oh, shoot, we got 5 minutes. Let's go. Did you pack everything?
Mama, I'm grown.
Love the
This ain't
artwork
my
on
first
this.
hurricane. I know what to do.
As long as you didn't forget the...
Flashlights and batteries. You had the blankets?
Yes, because I have my...
Hurricane checklist.
Hurricane
Is that a
checklist.
smiley face?
Hey, Hazel, think fast.
Ooh, come on, Mama. We don't have room for my track shoes.
Yes, we
You
do.
know how expensive those things are. You best find somewhere to pack them.
And pack them light. Yeah, I know.
What'd you say?
I said, and pack them light.
Pack a bag, then pack it light. Hey, pack your bag,
bag,
and pack your light.
Pack your bags and pack it light. Pack your bags and pack it light.
You think this place will still be here? After?
I called Hurricane Lulu, and she said we good.
Mama, I'm serious. What if it's different this time?
That's not for you to worry
It's
about.
mad to live in a place where you just got these natural disasters
And now we
ripping
got
through
4
all the
minutes.
time.
Did you just suck your teeth in me?
We wouldn't be rushed if you didn't.
Don't mumble. Speak on it.
I said we wouldn't be rushed if you didn't waste all that time at the shelter.
Waste time?
That's not what I meant. It's just you left me to prep for a hurricane by myself.
Oh, I thought you was grown.
Mmm. Oh dear.
What if we called up Bunny and go over there? You know, the mansion with the hurricane-proof windows?
Nah, You want to bring this up right now?
I'm just saying.
What's this situation with her family? Hmm?
We are going to Jolene's church with everybody else.
Jolene,
Like we always
Jolene,
do.
Jolene, Jolene. I
wasn't
beg
even
it
looking
of
at you.
you. Please
I
don't
made
take
those
my
eyes.
man.
I know when they rolling.
I just
Your
don't
beauty
understand
is
why we can't go
beyond
over there.
compare.
But
Flaming
still
locks of
can,
auburn
even if
hair
Daddy's
with
dead.
ivory skin
Just
and
turn
eyes
this
of
off,
emerald green. When you hear the word Jolene, you
Just
got to sing about
please
Jolene,
go
all right?
over to
Those are the rules. I
Lowe's
didn't
and
make
Mrs.
them.
Pearl's.
I'm
Check
sorry.
on them. They might need help.
We might need some help. I might need some help. While you're out helping everybody else.
Oh!
Damn it! No. Your great-grandmother
I predict
made
we're going to be able
this.
to weave
never
that back
told me
together.
I shouldn't have to tell you something is important for you not to break it.
Well, maybe if you did, you still have a coffee mug.
This world existed before I brought you into it, Hazel Flood. Remember that next time you go around thinking you know everything. Hazel!
Everything I
Everything
do,
I do,
I
do for
do it
you.
for you.
Whatever.
Don't tell me it's not worth
That would do
fighting
her.
for.
Whatever. Let me go check on Bo.
Right, where's Bo at? Oh, this is nice. It's like sped up a bit. I love her physics. Check on Bo.
Bo and those damn dogs are always up to something.
Is Bo over here? This is kind of where it pointed me towards. Here we go. Knock, knock. It's got kind of bouncy,
Oh, Hazel!
you know,
Oh, come on in
stop
and
motion
grab some
physics to it.
Ugh, it is fucked up out here.
I came here to check on you, but it looks like you riding this storm out in style.
Oh, yeah. Me and the pups are having a hurricane party.
Me and the pups are having a hurricane party.
Yep. Ain't no storm got me yet. And if things go south, I got my boat. You sure you don't want some buns?
I gotta go check on Mrs. Pearl.
Hey, it ain't my dogs pooping on her grass. My dogs are gentle. Yes, you are.
Just like,
Better make sure Miss Pearl's taking this seriously.
so Miss Pearl's over there. So we got Hazel, we got Trey, Hazel's father. Trey fell in love with Lacey during college. He and Lacey were happily married and had Hazel. Trey died unexpectedly when Hazel was 4. He's buried in a mausoleum near the Flood Mansion. Hazel's mother, Lacey, is a social worker. She struggles with trauma she sees on the job. She can't save everyone. She's frustrated with the system and the way it takes time away from Hazel, her little bug, whom she loves deeply. Bo, a former collegiate football player with professional aspirations before career-ending injury. Bo's a big guy with a heart of gold. He checks on Mrs. Pearl and Lacey and views Hazel like a little sister. The only thing he loves more than fishing is his dog. Right, let's go over here. We can sprint. Oh, we can jump. That's a cool jump. Whoop, whoop. I think it's this one. Whoop. Mrs. Pearl's an old lady.
What you doing on my porch in all of this weather, baby?
I'm just checking on you, see if you need anything. You holding up okay?
I'm doing just fine. Been doing this longer than you've been alive.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you come in for a second?
I should probably head back.
Come in, have some gizzards. I'm cooking them all before the power goes out.
Gizzards? What's gizzards?
You know I can't say no to your cooking.
There's a bee in your bonnet. I can tell.
Just frustrated with Mama. She stayed late at the shelter and left me all alone.
Lacey does enjoy her work. She could stand a moment's rest.
Right? She's all over the place all the time.
Uh-oh. It said something about spiders earlier. Oh,
She's
dear.
got a good heart. Just wants everyone to be okay all the time, you know?
Yeah, I know. You need
I feel
some
like
help
this
in there?
game's going to be
Thanks,
heart-wrenching.
son. I'm almost done.
It's going to get you right in the feels.
What else is on your mind?
What you know about money?
Why you barking up that tree for?
It's hard not to. Mama never so much as talks about her.
Well, does she ever look in on you?
No, I guess not.
Sometimes people are privy to things that we aren't. Your mama is doing what she thinks is best.
Lovely music.
Jesus.
Adds a little... Oh!
Hazel!
Nah, man. You can't be having tragedy like that this early in the game.
Come on!
Let me talk a little bit about this game, because it's kind of a deep subject matter that I'm probably not best placed to talk about, but it seems to me that, first of all, it is kind of packed full of this mythology that seems to be rooted in the Deep South. I'm not specifically, don't know what the location is, but it feels like kind of New Orleans, Deep South type area. And there is this mythology which I had no idea existed. Presumably this pre-exists the game, right? It's not something that's been made for this game. The whole mythology of weavers and trauma causing knots and stigmas within this grand tapestry that makes up the whole universe. What a fascinating subject matter to explore. And the fact that it relates so closely to these, to real world traumas, these knots are caused by real events that happen to people. And then kind of unexpectedly, I don't know why it's unexpected for me, because it seems, the Deep South is so rooted in slavery that it seems obvious to me now that should be something that's brought up and looked at and explored within this game. But I just didn't even consider that would be part of it. But it is. So, it's exploring figures that have, that have helped people escape slavery, that have supported people, and is not only giving you mythology and lore, but giving you historical facts as well. It's giving you that view of how people lived on plantations in these areas, which is pretty rough going. So there's a lot of kind of heart-wrenching stuff going on here, a lot of emotional stuff going on that's being brought up. First of all, the main character is a child of mixed races, which is really close to me because my wife is mixed race, therefore my daughter is mixed race, and that's something I just can't relate to. I'm very rarely the minority, and in the few situations that I have been the minority in my life, it's pretty uncomfortable place to be. So that's one train of kind of the story that is interesting to me, and is something that I don't think is often talked about or explored, because that is a tough space to exist in between two different cultures, two different races. So that's the first thing that I didn't expect this game to be. And then you've got all of this lore that's thrown in there about this mythology, about who she is and what she's about, being a weaver, what that means, what she can do, who she can help, who she can't help. The ability to see these echoes of the past, these ghosts of the past, and follow them and learn from them and understand them. That's really fascinating as well. So, like, story-wise and concept-wise, I'm kind of all in. It's much more emotional than I expected it to be, and I'm there for it. I really genuinely want to go and learn and figure out and understand more about this mythology that I just didn't know existed. And that's such a big naivety from, first of all, I'm not from the United States, and so that doesn't exist there for me. And then I don't really have any, I haven't gone and explored what the Deep South is in terms of its history and its mythology, so I don't understand any of that. So this is brand new information to me. You know, there's the things that you know, there's the things that you don't know, and there's the things that you don't know that you don't know. This mythology is something that I didn't know or didn't know. I had no idea it even existed. So I'm super interested to drive into the story and figure that out. And that is always a sign of a great story game, that you not only want to drive forward because of the mechanics of the game, but you want to drive forward because you want to learn more about the characters, learn more about their history, and learn more about what they're all about. That is you know, a super important thing in a game like this. Similar to, like, you know, God of War, where you are meeting real life mythological characters. You're kind of learning history and lore. And maybe I didn't play the previous Assassin's Creed games, but maybe some of the previous Assassin's Creed games did this as well. But I think Assassin's Creed Shadows did this well as well with the codex and the stuff in there. So the lore stuff in this is fascinating to me, and I'm super excited to see it represented. Because you don't often see characters like this and places like this represented. I'm pretty sure it's The Princess and the Frog that is set in the Deep South, the Disney film, but I haven't seen that either. Aesthetically, how this looks, it's really beautiful and unique and unusual. It's that mix of stop motion, claymation style, but also this kind of polygon driven, you know, quite angular looking characters, but with the textures and shading of hyperrealism. The environment, again, is an environment that feels real, but I've never explored. So everything's fascinating to me. I want to go off into all the little nooks and crannies and find things and hunt down things. And often the strands are leading you in one direction, but I'm like, I want to go over there. I want to see if they've hidden something. And you've got all these little critters running around and coming out, and she's interacting with them, and they are signs of other things that are going on in the environment. The environment is just wonderful. This swampy, at times beautifully colourful, but in this constant state of kind of dusk, twilight. You know, it feels like you're in this swampy area, almost rainforest. The sound of the environment is constantly around you. You can hear things scuttling around. You can hear the birds. You can also see other references to the Deep South, like the raven painted on the wall. These little pieces of artwork that are dotted around. It almost feels like you're stepping back in time in some cases, in some areas, but you are in this with this kind of ultra modern character. You know, she's a teenage girl, I suppose, just coming out of high school, figuring out what's next for her in the world, and has all of these traumas in her past. I don't know if the knots that you're unraveling and the things that you're dealing with are representative of her traumas, her dad dying, her mum getting swept away right at the beginning of the game. There's all these things that just kind of tug at you emotionally that I just didn't realise were going to be happening in this game. So there's a lot to take in there. But environment, graphics-wise, it's beautiful. It looks great. The character, if you just let her stand still, will be doing things that are representative of who she is. She's a runner. She's a track star. I didn't mean to do lyrics from a song there, but she's stretching her quads. She's swatting flies off around her. It's just really, really well done. In terms of mechanics, there's a little bit for me to get used to there because I'm using mouse and keyboard. I'm an idiot, right? I know I say this a lot, but I have a DualSense controller. I don't have a PC controller, so sometimes I have some troubles connecting my controller to certain games, often on Game Pass. So I'm trying to get better with just using mouse and keyboard. What I will say is it seems to be that this game seems to be almost designed to have a keyboard with arrow keys and WASD keys. So arrow keys to move the camera around and WASD keys to move your character around. I've never played like that. I've always used my mouse to move the camera. And I found that the sensitivity was just way too low at default. So I was having to like scrape my mouse across the mat like multiple times to make a full circle. It was like moving it just to get around. But I did go into the settings and increase the sensitivity almost by 100%, put it up to 200%, I think. And it was so much better, so much smoother to move around. So that's a recommendation I would make to other people. Just to get that camera movement. I feel like that would be especially important when you get to the point where you start fighting some of these enemies that come up. The fighting mechanics are, you know, fairly standard, and they add new things in quite quickly. You can weave enemies, kind of trap them. You can push them, you can pull them, and then it's just a standard attack, and you can do a charged attack, and you can dodge, all the things that you would expect. And all those fighting mechanics are also used for environment travel mechanics as well. So, you know, you can make objects from the past solid for a short amount of time by weaving them into place, which allows you to navigate different areas of the environment to get to things that would be otherwise unreachable. You can push and pull objects to make them climbable. So it's quite good how they've mixed the fight mechanics and the actual travel mechanics to make it work in both situations. Aside from all of that, I'm just super excited to move into this game and play it. I feel like there might have to be some trigger warnings with it. I feel quite emotional playing it. I think there's quite deep subjects at play here and things that I hadn't expected to be at play. But I really love that about this game. I want to play more, and I want to dive into it, and I want to explore the environment, and I just think the guys over at Compulsion Games have just done such an amazing job. And I think the representation of the people that you see in this game and the representation of the stories that it's telling are super important for people to see, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I just want to dive in and learn more. I feel like this could be an amazing film or TV series as well. I think there's a lot to explore here. I'm excited to see where the game goes, and I'm excited to see how it pans out. Maybe we will find out, you know, are the other things she's unraveling her own traumas that she's dealing with? Are they general traumas within the world? Where is she? What is she doing? She almost seems to be in this alternate dimension where there's all of these things that she can see that she's unraveling, and other people are just moving through the world without ever seeing them. If you're on Game Pass, play this game now, because there's absolutely no excuse not to. It's a wonderful, wonderful game, and I think you will love it. You can purchase the game, you can play it, or you can get Game Pass as well and give it a shot. As I said, I am a Game Pass partner, so take that into account when I'm talking about getting Game Pass, but I just think it's such a worthy game to play. And this is exactly the reason that I love Game Pass so much, because they release so many amazing games on day one, and this is just one example of many that I've played. Get this game. It's phenomenal. I love it, and I'm sure you will too. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. Let me know what you want me to play next. And don't forget, if you haven't already, please do hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything to hit like and subscribe, but it makes a massive difference to me. If you want early access to content, unedited access to content, and a bunch of other benefits, you can either become a member here on YouTube, or you can become a subscriber over on Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/charmthegamer. You can see all the benefits on there for subscribers. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing and commenting, and I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you on the next one.